Hey there, woodworkers. Today we're tackling a problem every saw owner faces sooner or later. Dewalt table saw troubles. Now I've been using Dewalt saws for decades, built countless projects with them, and let me tell you, these are workhorses. But even the toughest tools need a little TLC now and then. We'll cover the most common issues from blade alignment to motor hiccups, and I'll show you how to diagnose and fix them yourself. No need to call in the pros, we're gonna handle this right here in the shop. Think of it this way, a little preventative maintenance and know-how will not only save you a pretty penny on costly repairs, but also keep your saw humming like new for years to come. So, let's roll up our sleeves and get those Dewalt saws running smoothly. First things first, let's talk blade alignment. You see, a misaligned blade can cause a whole host of problems. We're talking uneven cuts, dangerous kickback, and even damage to your precious lumber. Trust me, I've learned this one the hard way over the years. Now there are a few ways a blade can get out of whack. It could be as simple as the blade not being seated properly on the arbor. Or, the trunnions, those adjustable parts that hold the saw assembly, might be out of alignment. To check for alignment, unplug your saw safety first, folks, and use a combination square. Place it against the blade and make sure it's parallel to the miter slots on your table saw. If it's off, even by a hair, you'll need to adjust the trunnions. This takes a little finesse, so refer to your saw's manual, but it usually involves loosening some bolts, making small adjustments, and then tightening everything back up. Remember, patience is key here. You want to get this right. A properly aligned blade will not only give you cleaner cuts but also make your sawing safer and more enjoyable. Trust me, there's nothing more satisfying than a smooth, precise cut. It's like butter. Okay, let's move on to the heart of your saw, the motor. Now a Dewalt motor is a beast, but like any hard-working engine, it can run into problems. Overheating, belt slippage, or even electrical issues can bring your sawing to a screeching halt. First off, always make sure your saw is plugged into a grounded outlet and that the circuit breaker isn't tripped. You'd be surprised how many times that's the culprit. Next, check the belt. A loose or worn belt can cause the motor to work harder and overheat. If you see cracks or excessive wear, it's time for a replacement. Luckily, belts are relatively inexpensive and easy to replace. If the motor is overheating, it could be due to dust buildup inside the motor housing. Unplug the saw, grab your shop vac, and give it a good cleaning. Remember, a clean saw is a happy saw. Lastly, if you suspect an electrical issue, like a faulty switch or wiring problem, it's best to call in a qualified electrician. Electricity is nothing to mess around with, folks. Safety first. Now, let's talk about something many folks overlook, dust collection. I know, it's not the most exciting topic, but trust me, proper dust collection is crucial for both your health and the longevity of your saw. Think about it. All that sawdust flying around isn't just messy, it's bad for your lungs and can wreak havoc on your saw's internal workings. Over time, it can clog up the motor, gum up the gears, and even lead to premature wear and tear. The good news is that keeping things clean is fairly straightforward. First off, make sure your saw has a good dust collection system. Most Dewalt saws come with a dust port, so connect it to a shop vac or dust collector. Next, don't forget about the saw itself. After each use, take a few minutes to clear away any sawdust buildup on the table, around the blade, and inside the cabinet. A brush, a rag, and a little elbow grease go a long way. Remember, a clean shop is a safe shop, and it also makes for a much more enjoyable woodworking experience. Plus, your lungs will thank you in the long run. Chapter 4. Eyes on, the visual once over. Now before you fire up that saw, it's always a good idea to give it a quick visual inspection. Think of it like a pre-flight check for your woodworking. It only takes a minute, and it can save you a world of trouble down the line. Start by looking for anything out of the ordinary. Are there any loose screws or bolts? Any cracked or damaged parts? Is anything obstructing the blade or the movement of the saw? Pay close attention to the blade guard and riving knife. These safety features are essential for preventing kickback and other accidents. Make sure they're properly installed and functioning smoothly. Also, check the power cord for any cuts, frays, or damage. A damaged cord is a serious electrical hazard and should be replaced immediately. Remember, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way. By taking the time to inspect your saw regularly, you'll catch small problems before they become big headaches. Chapter 5. Listen up, test in the waters. Alright, Now that you've given your saw the once-over, it's time to put it through its paces with a few simple tests. Don't worry, this isn't rocket science. We're just going to listen and observe how the saw is running. First, unplug the saw and give the blade a spin by hand. It should rotate freely and smoothly without any wobbling or grinding noises. If you feel any resistance or hear strange sounds, it could indicate a problem with the bearings or the arbor. Next, plug in the saw and turn it on, letting it run for a few seconds. Listen carefully to the motor. Does it sound smooth and consistent, or do you hear any unusual noises like grinding, squealing, or rattling? While the saw is running, observe the blade. It should spin true and straight without any excessive vibration. If you notice any wobbling or vibration, it could be a sign of a bent blade or an alignment issue. Remember, these tests are just a starting point. If you notice anything out of the ordinary, it's always best to err on the side of caution and consult your saw's manual or a qualified repair technician. Chapter 6. When in doubt, consult the manual. Finally, let's talk about your Dewalt table saw's best friend, the owner's manual. I know, manuals can be a bit dry, but trust me, they're worth their weight in gold when it comes to troubleshooting and repairs. Think of the manual as your saw's personal encyclopedia. It contains a wealth of information specific to your model, including detailed diagrams, troubleshooting guides, and step-by-step instructions for common repairs and adjustments. If you're facing a problem with your saw, the manual should be your first point of reference. It can help you identify the source of the issue, walk you through the necessary steps to fix it, and even provide you with part numbers if you need to order replacements. Can't find your manual? No worries. Most manufacturers, including Dewalt, have their manuals readily available online. Just do a quick search for your saw's model number, and you'll be back on track in no time. Remember, the manual is your friend. Don't be afraid to use it. Outrow sawdust settled. You got this. So there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from blade alignment to motor maintenance and everything in between. Remember those key points: regular inspections, a little cleaning, and knowing how to troubleshoot common issues can save you time, money, and frustration. Now I want to hear from you. What are some of your biggest Dewalt table saw challenges? Share your experiences, questions, and tips in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more woodworking tips, tricks, and project ideas. Until next time, happy sawing!